Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host Red. I got a video today, some ChezCharde.
There are so many homeless moms out there and struggling single moms. It's ridiculous. And as being a homeless single mom of two right now, living in a hotel, I have learned so much. You don't get the help.
Damn, she's still doing bird hands.
Like, there's no help. They tell you there's help. There's a lot of programs out there, but there's no actual little physical help. And I think that's the disconnect. Like, people don't understand that moms need physical help, not just resources. They need a helping hand. They need a support system.
So we're supposed to just employ people to help single moms out there, or what?
They need somebody to actually make the extra initiative for them. And it's not to say that they are not mentally capable, or they don't have what it takes to get their life in order. But
it sounds like you don't. You're getting assistance already, and you need a helping hand, a physical help of hands doing things for you, plus assistance, and you still can't get on your feet. So yes, we are assuming correctly, it seems.
A lot of moms are battling depression. A lot of moms are battling childhood trauma.
So are men. Men are out there doing the same thing, single fathers. Who's the highest suicide rate? It isn't women. It's still men.
Moms are battling domestic violence issues. A lot of moms have personality disorders that they're unaware of. Like, they have so much that they're facing while trying to be a mom. And maintaining stability seems like a challenge. So if somebody comes in and say, okay, hold my hand, what is it that you need? Then it won't be as hard.
So this is the sympathy that she's trying to garner from us is non-existent. No sympathy, really. Just put out your helping hand, and I'm just these single mothers just be so happy and grateful for your help of your helping. No, they're gonna use and abuse most of these men. That's what you want. You don't want the helping hand. You actually just want the resources. You want the man's resources without the man itself. We all know this.
Everybody needs somebody, and everybody needs a sense of direction. And there's a lot of lost souls out here, me including being one.
Sorry, okay? Better find your way.
A mom could think of 1,000,000 ways to get money, but to actually execute that plan as a single mom is so hard. It's so hard because you can know what to do, but it's just to get there. It's just to open the door for yourself, which is impossible. It's impossible to open a door of opportunity for yourself nowadays. People don't get.
That's how opportunity is opened. It's through your own means. People can give you opportunity, but you had to have opened those opportunities through connections and things yourself.
There. And then because you're in such a bad situation, and you're facing dire circumstances, your back is against the wall. So you're thinking from a place of vulnerability 24/7. Do you know how draining that is? Do you know how confusing that is to realize that you're acting off of emotion and not subsequently productivity?
And
it's scary.
That's literally women's lives. You guys are literally run off emotions. What productivity do you guys actually have?
You really realize what you got going on. Okay? It is very scary. I don't necessarily feel like moms are able to even get the help they need unless they're really down and out. And yet still, I've had moms in my DMs saying, hey, I'm living in my car with my kids for 7 months now.
Why aren't these kids with their fathers? Why are they with mothers that are living in their cars? Court system really needs to fix this.
Denied of help from the state, being denied of help from family, don't have any family, or, you know.
I mean, To be denied from help from family, that means you screwed your family over many a times, or you just made such ridiculous mistakes and never corrected any of it.
All of them have different stories, and my heart goes out to all of you because I know how you feel. I know what you're going through. I'm in the same boat.
Cue sad music.
I really feel like God put me in this predicament so that I could really understand the people that are on my website buying from me, and I could really understand my moms out there and what they're going through and what they need to help them, as far as a sense of direction, as far as a sense of advice, as far as a sense of longevity, where they can really strive from being at such a broken place in their life.
Again, most educated women, women are so educated now, but yet still make the same stupid mistakes of becoming single mothers.
It's easy for me to post a video and say, hey, I've learned about these loans that you could go get. Go check out my website and go get the loans. It's easy for me to post a video saying, hey, if you have issues with your kids' school or getting your kids to school because you're homeless now or you're struggling now, go on my website and get this ebook. Like, it's easy for me to do that. But I really truly believe that God has placed in my back.
Is she serious right now? She's been telling people to go buy her ebooks and all these things while these people are in this struggle in time, and you're trying to pretty much hustle them
Against the wall as well, for me to really understand what my single moms are facing. There is no help. I've learned that. I've tried everything, and as a woman that has an education, as a woman that used to once be comfortable in life and well, doing well, to now being at the bottom of the tier, where I can barely pay for this room day to day, where I can barely feed myself day to day, or my kids, to where it's hard for me to move around because I don't even have a car. Like, I totally get the frustration.
Broke, dusty, musty crusties. And again, they're single mothers, so she has 2 kids. That means there's either one man in her life that she messed with or 2 men in her life that she messed with. None of them want anything to do with her or her kids.
And the resources that are offered literally make no sense because they have requirements. All of these resources people claim to have, even telling you, oh, reach out to the churches. Trust me, even the churches have requirements and
no shit.
Unexpected, realistic expectations. Like, the expectations or what they ask of you in order to receive help is ridiculous, because
is it really?
By the time you even attempt to sustain or apply to those requirements and their program, you're already back in a situation where you're living basically day to day trying to survive, just in survival mode.
Isn't that what you're doing now?
So it's like, did that program just help, or it just made it 10 times worse? And 9 times out of 10,
really? Because it sounds like you're struggling to pay bills now, and now you're saying these programs, you have to do things and then they make it worse. Yeah. Horse shit.
It's hard. Even when I was like in school, I learned that the government, these programs are designed to really like make money. It's not really just about helping. There's a lot of nonprofits, but the owners of the nonprofits is just so that they could get a check from the government. It's not really about really helping the community, and that's why there's a lot of single moms out here struggling, a lot of homeless.
That's why there's a lot of single moms struggling, because all of the profits and nonprofits that we have aren't helping them. They need more help, assistance, guys. Apparently, single mothers out there just need all of our government tax dollars.
Moms, a lot of moms that they can barely keep it together, living paycheck to paycheck. So I say all this to say, I've applied for a lot of government assistance. I've been denied, only for the simple fact that I have an education. So I can't get help at the moment.
Yeah, You went to college, you have a college degree, why aren't you using it? It's reasonable to ask that.
Because I have an education, and I mean, God forbid life happens to everybody, right? But because I have an education, I have to wait to find a job before I could get help. And then, I mean, I'm doing applications left and right. I've redone my resume 3 times. Always get the email of, unfortunately, we regret to inform you.
And I'm sure you've never gone to any of these places in person and handed a physical resume. Everything is done through online because it's easy and convenient. I'm sure because you don't have a car either.
This position has been filled. Right back where I started. It's a waiting game. And what another thing that they fail to realize is us moms don't have time. Time is against us.
And we don't care. Nobody cares. Nobody. Everybody has their own issues, their own problems that they have to deal with. Nobody cares about you specifically because you're single moms. Everybody has their own problems.
Our back is against the wall because these kids have needs every hour of the day. Forget our needs, forget my needs. They have needs every hour of the day, and things always come up every hour of the day when you're a mom. So we don't have time to sit back and keep waiting for a job to choose us and keep applying to jobs like we're like a chicken with his head cut off.
And what are you gonna do? Just sit there and beg for money like right now?
And in the meantime, we have to run around to try to figure things out and try to maintain what we do have and try to work with what we do have at the moment, which is, what do we have? Nothing. We don't have nothing. People give us a hard time and try to make us feel guilty.
No, we give you a hard time because all of this was chosen. These were all mistakes and choices that were made to get you to where you are now. Having these 2 kids, being out of, you said you were doing well before. You were college educated. What the hell happened?
For having our children, and for those of you that's been doing that to me, I want to tell you personally, go straight to hell.
That's fine. I know I'm going to be in hell. I'll see you there.
Kids, and I love my kids dearly, and I don't need no birth control.
You do.
I'm not a careless mom. I'm not a worthless person.
You're homeless, begging on the internet and complaining about how much help you need. You're not a worthless mom?
I'm not a irresponsible person. This
really?
happened to me because I was betrayed by family.
Really?
That's it. That's it. I was too
all of it was just betrayal, right? None of the choices you made on your own.
Comfortable and too trusting of my own mother. That's it.
Right.
But that don't give y'all the right to keep coming on here talking about, oh, maybe you shouldn't have kids. Oh, you can't even afford them. Oh, you should this, you should that. Oh, child support.
Oh yeah, accountability. Hurts, doesn't it?
You're not supposed to live off child support.
You're not.
Child support is just supplemental income. Child support.
No. Child support is income for the kids. It is not supplemental income for you.
Can't pay any bills. And that's another thing that single moms have to face. Child support is not going to save your life. It's not going to help lift you up in any type of way. It's just an ailment to help you get by. And these kids ain't cheap. So, anywho, I've learned that there's no real help for us moms out here. And that's why we're always in survival mode. And it sucks. It really sucks. That's
why all of you are just broke, dusty, musty crusties. And we don't tell men. And we tell, don't tell men, but we tell men to avoid you guys.
To do this, I gotta pay for this every morning by 10. What do I do?
Again, she still has nails done, guys. Her nails are still done. Yeah, they're not raptor claws, but their nails are still done.
What do I do? And now my website is down. So I can't even get $20 here, $20 there. I'm like, it's a lot, but we're in this together, okay?
No, we're not. You're in this.
Keep inboxing me. We're gonna figure out your situations together. I love y'all.
It's tragic what is going on.
Is it tragic, or is it, roosters whatever the rooster's coming to roost thing. You know, like consequences finally happening. I couldn't think of the freaking saying.
Hate
Sorry,
seeing,
guys.
women go online talking about their homeless journey, their car life journey, van life journey, because these women aren't really doing this because they want to, or because they want to live outside of the system, or because they want to be liberated. They're not doing that. These women are doing it because they're forced into it. And it's really heartbreaking to see, particularly when there are young children involved. And it's sad to see.
Yeah, okay, you know, I'm wrong. You're right. I'm sorry, Charlotte. The kids would be the saddest thing. Everything else, not so much.
Some women going online, using their kids, sometimes as props or putting them in the background. Honestly, I think as a way to try to just get some sympathy from the audience. But nevertheless, this is what's going on. And we knew this was going to happen, particularly when we started to see the amount of layoffs that were happening and the way it disproportionately impacted Black women. And I mean, honestly, in some ways, this is just the beginning as far as just the economic change and the economic term. But here's the interesting thing about it. She started off the video by talking about how Black women need community. They need support. They need a family system. And these are things that you would inherently get within a marriage. These are things that you would inherently get, when a man and woman come together, they create a kid. Those things are inbuilt when you actually create a child within the context of a committed relationship. The problem is we've had decades upon decades, really, of women being told, of all races, quite frankly, that they...
She's not wrong. Of all races. No, there's a lot of Asian women think they can do bad on all their own. And they're doing it.
They don't need a man. And obviously, just with the last few decades of feminism and women being told that they are strong, that they're independent, making it very clear that men are a nice to have, but not necessary. It's caused women to grow up with this mentality that men are not essential, that the family system is not essential, that as long as you basically get the bag, get an education, are able to pay your own bills, then listen, you can have a child with a man in a marriage if you want to, in a relationship if you want to, but if you don't, it's still fine. You can do bad by yourself, right? The superwoman narrative. We all grew up hearing this. So many of us have heard this for decades now. But the problem is, what the Trump administration has shown us is that feminism was not a natural outgrowth as much as it was a government-supported campaign or a government-supported initiative. And the reason we know that is because as soon as the money and the programs are removed from feminism, we don't see women going and, banding together and putting on their capes and creating other
feminism was built on the backs of men.
Programs and building under industries and putting other women in jobs. We don't see that. We see women struggling. We see them going on the street. We see them going and creating GoFundMes. You see women going online and saying they need help, they need support. Where's the family? Where's the community? Where is the programs that are necessary for women who are struggling? So what that shows me is that a lot of these narratives that we were all told that encourage an entire generation of women to create families, to create situations that would naturally and inherently necessitate a community. The reason they felt comfortable doing that was because of the messages that we had, and it was oftentimes sustained by governmental programs. You could get WIC, you could get governmental...
they thought they were handling it all on their own, but they've always had government box that they were standing on to try to be competing against men.
Support. You could get rental assistance. You could get Section 8. You had grants. Women had grants. They could get specific
DEI.
scholarships. Like there's just so many programs available that gave women the ability and, quite frankly, the financial assistance to be able to take care of children by themselves. And then, as I mentioned before, if you had scholarships, you had sometimes the DEI. You had different programs that were very much about trying to ensure that there was enough women in the workforce and different positions, scholarships, grants. All those things gave women, I think, to a certain extent, the illusion that they were able to reach a level of affluence and a level of success naturally. But
it's like, as feminism grew and women grew, the scaffolding was still held by men. Like, as they got taller and, got more power, men still put the scaffolding under them and kept it stable for them. Now men don't want to do that anymore, right? Now without men's scaffolding holding them up, guess what? They fall on their ass.
We're seeing is that success wasn't as much natural as much as it was governmental or institutional. And as I mentioned before, that's very clear because as soon as many of those safeguards or those programs have been removed and been defunded under the Trump administration, we don't see women, we don't see women maintaining their current position, economic position,
True.
their scholastic position, their businesses, their wealth position. We don't see women maintaining it in spite of those policies. What it showed us was that those policies were the very thing that put a lot of those ladies in positions. So what does that mean now when feminism that told generations of women, including Black women, that you don't need a man? What does that mean now when what does it mean now when the funding behind those initiatives are removed and women are faced with the reality of having to do life by themselves without any governmental support?
They come crawling back and begging men. That's what we're seeing now, aren't we seeing it, ChezCharde?
And I think this is a reality that we haven't really seen. And it's actually detrimental. And what's so interesting to me is to see women like this come online and actually be very surprised. Like the way she's talking about it, it's almost as if she kind of came to this conclusion that she needed a community, that you needed other support, that you needed other people. Like it almost seems as if this is something that she had to learn on her own. Like she wasn't told.
Right. Instead of, oh, it just makes sense that you have family helping you raise family.
This. And again, I mean, I don't know for sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case because so many women heard this. Like we kind of were told the superwoman narrative. And then if you were able to go and get an education and get a college degree and a job and do all the right things, there was this assumption that this was going to actually lead to some form of economic stability. This is why you had a lot of Black women browbeating Black men over not going to college, just as recent as last year.
Hey, and there's nothing wrong with not going to college. There's a lot of Black men in trade now, a lot of Black men in, laborious jobs. They're still making good money. You don't need college education to make good money. Their income is actually probably more stable than most people that have college educations.
But we're seeing that that's not necessarily the case. And what we're also noticing is that a lot of these ideas and narratives, they're actually not sustainable. It's never been sustainable to have a large population of Black women have kids out of wedlock and fathers not be there, or fathers not be around, or there not be a sustainable family or community. That is not a sustainable model.
It is not.
It can only be sustainable with governmental support. But when that's removed, then it falters, and we're literally seeing that. So this is really interesting. As tragic as it is, I do think the positive thing is for us actually getting a clear grid on actually how dire this situation is, on how troubling it's been for quite some time. It never should have become the normal, in my opinion, that you have all these kids out of wedlock and women being told that men and that fathers are not essential.
Necessary.
That never should have been even a narrative. I don't think
Never.
that ever should have been a consideration. But as I mentioned before, because of these messages were oftentimes supplemented by governmental support and governmental dollars, it allowed this illusion to continue. But the good news is when the illusion falls, the truth, we get to see things for what it is, as ugly as it is. And I think there cannot ever be any change. There cannot be ever any correction. And there cannot ever be any true healing if there's not a first acknowledgement of the truth and the problem. So I think that's the silver lining in the midst of all of this. But what do you guys think about this whole thing? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section.
Thank you, Chez, for a great video. No, she's right. Like the idea that these women were sold. It's not just Black women. It's all women. Black women really bought into it, though. The Black community bought into it the most, and then the next is the Hispanic community. White communities also bought into it. Asian community bought into it. It's everyone now, right? Women think they can do better without men, and now are suffering the consequences and seeing they actually do need men. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. And catch you guys next time. Ciao.